Hello and welcome to another To Make a Game. This one's going to be really short, I'm afraid. I didn't really have that much time to work on things for this week. That and I wanted to really clear my head. Let me get rid of this thing. I think it irritates me. But I did do a couple of little adjustments to the game engine. The first thing you'll notice is this. I started to put in an inventory, and this is where I was going to be arranging it. Currently, the inventory consists of this corner nonsense here. I have a function that allows me... this is how I figured out how to do it. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. Probably not. But here is a master item list. All pick-upable items are going to be in this list. So currently I have cylinder and capsule. Attached to cylinder and capsule is the item master script, which currently doesn't contain much. Except for the storage index, which is where it is in the item inventory listing. What sprite the inventory will be using, because because of the way that I have it set up, it's going to be using the GUI system, which means I'm going to need 2D sprites for all the items. That's actually not a big deal to do. I can either draw them or just render out the item as a still picture and put it in there. It's easy enough. But then you attach what the item looks like to there, and then I have these variables that don't do anything yet, and so on. Also, the item name will be the physical name of the item that's displayed. So, yeah, but I haven't actually gotten that working because I was working on this, which is the inventory manager script, which basically I have a function that I can call that allows me to add item. So, for example, hold on to get this open. If you look here at just in start, I have it just call add item 0, 0, and 1. Item 0, that's basically item in the master list that's in slot 0, and item that's in the master list in slot 1. This is not necessarily the most logical way to do it as far as workflow goes, I suppose. But it works because, let me put it this way, after frogging around with this and trying to make a game, I understand why so few developers release development tools. Because, generally speaking, I'm sure most of them are not exactly user-friendly. It's just stuff that works that they can understand because they're the ones who made it. But they wouldn't expect somebody else just to pick it up and figure out how to do it. But yeah, there's a add item function, which is this one, that very simply just adds one copy of that item to the item list. The items to sort, which is a list of, I have it set to 5 right now, but that can be changed. Items that need to be sorted, and then it just goes through the sort array and arranges them into empty slots in the inventory array. The way that I'm going to have it set up is that the inventory array is going to, depending on the index of the item in the inventory array, will place it in a suitable spot on here, and if you pick it up and move it into a different spot, it changes the index array, so that way it saves that, and it's all nice and neat and tidy and, maneuverable. Although I haven't gotten around to figuring out how to get this to display yet, because, like I said, I didn't have a huge amount of time. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to put up with this box here. I'm probably not going to bother putting a new build out this week. Because, seriously, I did that, and I did this. It's... item selection is now... the character will not select stuff that's behind him as targetable. Everything else still works exactly the same as it did, including the tab targeting and the pushing E to bring up this thing. And yeah, as I tacked on to the end... There we go. As I tacked on to the end of the last video, I figured out how to fix the... although the text is no longer there, how to fix the whole... I wonder why right-click defaults... Oh, it defaults to the E function. I'm going to have to look into that. That's just a binding thing. that's kind of nice to have it there. But yeah, I fixed the text thing, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've done this week. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot, but I'll get more in for next week's video. Hopefully I'll have the inventory completely implemented. I just haven't had the time to sit down and frog around with it. So, yeah. Unfortunately, this is a short one. I did do a little thinking about the plot and visual style for the game, although I'm not quite ready to get into the nitty-gritty everything about it just yet. Because that's going to need to be kind of its own video, and I'll probably get into that when I start doing the actual visual design and start coming up with concepts and stuff for that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a big update, but I did make some progress this week. Wish I had more to show you, but really everything else is identical, including this oddity where I released a button and this kind of a slide on the character that I've noticed, and I'm going to need to figure out how adjust the movement math to kind of eliminate that, because it makes the character movement seem very slippery, and yeah. But yeah, like I said last time, there's like 8 million little things to do on top of these big things. I just want to get the inventory system in some form next, so yep. Anyway, until next week, talk out.